Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Been rough, bro. It's been rough. Been rough. I'm a sensitive person. Um, I'll wait till more people get here before I kind of get into the gist. Into the gist. U21 says early nominee video title of the year 2026. Thank you. Thank you. Does this count as a video? I feel like it's more stream. Or streams videos. Everyone should stop working until the country gets fixed. Yeah, that's true. You should stop working. You should stop paying taxes. Just revolt. Marshall, bring back the band-aid on your finger. I could do that. Yeah, that was actually for a splinter that was, I think, plastic from my job. It ended up getting lodged in my finger. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have a, of course it won't focus, will it? It won't focus, will it? Of course it won't. It just seems to focus on me, but I mean, you can't blame it. But yeah. It used to be a huge thing. It was just like really ugly. Cause it's I forget what it's called. But if you have a splinter in your finger and you don't get it out, then usually it develops like a protective whatever. I forget what it's called. But yeah. But it got a lot lower. It's almost like non-existent now. I was reading up about it. Apparently, splinters can come out of your skin like years later because of the layers of skin that get renewed, and so basically it just rises to the surface. Yeah. So anyway, fascinating. I'm sure. 20 grams of creatine will wake you up. Interesting you say that because I actually ordered some creatine last night at about 3:30 in the morning. So, yep. So look, here's the gist. Here's the gist. I don't know. Sometimes I think that there's something wrong with me, and then other times I just think maybe there's something wrong with everybody else. It's impossible to know. If you act like something's wrong with you, then people are going to think that something's wrong with you. They're not going to think that something's wrong with them, right? So, if you put out content like I do, expressing that, you know, you're not sure you're not sure how you're supposed to, I don't know, interact with this world with most people, and maybe there's something wrong with you. Okay, well then everybody just jumps on that. So they obviously give you all sorts of advice, everything under the sun, right? And I don't know. I'm not even really sure there's anything wrong with me, you know. it's just sometimes it's hard to know. Um, for the most part, I feel fine. For the most part, I feel pretty good most of the time, but then, uh, it's not like I'm anxious. I'm not anxious. I don't think I'm depressed. I'm not suicidal. I don't feel euphoric. I don't feel psychotic. I don't feel like any crazy type of way. I guess maybe that just gets to me. There is a lack of, I've said this before in many of my videos, but there's a lack of movement. So like that can make you feel like something's wrong with you because, if you never get too high about things and you never get too low about things, it kind of makes you feel weird, especially after a whole life of that just being your normal, that just being the norm. That's how most people operate, and they're not really aware of that. They don't have that much self-awareness to even realize that. Um, but the last live stream ended abruptly because, for some reason I got into a terrible mood, and that could be due to a lot of different things. I titled it because it was because of the donut that I ate, the Krispy Kreme donut. Um, I don't know. I doubt it, but it made for a good title. Um, yeah, maybe I was just not in the mood to live stream. You know what I mean? It's entirely possible. But I got this idea in my head that maybe I have to try something different, and maybe there's because a lot of times I'm not really motivated that much. A lot of times I'm not interested in a lot of things, and but it's not like I'm sad or depressed. I'm just like chilling, but it's just nothing seems to hit no more. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, like whatever. But anyway, so got this bright idea in my head that I would switch it up and go back to the caffeine and the nicotine that I have been doing for most of my life. And I've been off nicotine for 8 months. Or no, I've been off nicotine for longer than that, probably close to a year now. Caffeine, 8 months. So I've been off of that stuff for quite a while. This is the longest I've ever been off of caffeine. 8 months is a long time for me. The only other times I've ever tried to quit caffeine, it only lasted for like maybe a month or two. And then I went back to it. But the last, all the times up until this most recent time that I quit caffeine, I quit because it was because I felt like I should or something. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I had to. I felt like I should. I was like, I don't want to be dependent on caffeine. I don't think it's very good to be dependent on anything. So let me just quit. And then I would always end up going back to it because I just liked caffeine. Like I just loved, coffee and all that stuff. So drink it for most of my life. But that was different from this most recent time that I quit caffeine. I quit caffeine because I felt like I had to. I actually felt like I didn't like it anymore. I didn't enjoy the way that it made me feel. I felt like it was preventing something, you know? And so I actually just got off of it because I just wanted to. And you we're all susceptible to other people's opinions and the whole world and the internet. And so if at any point you think maybe you're trying to find some solution and you think something's wrong with you, there's no shortage of people, talking heads on the internet that will tell you anything to do, to give you any sort of advice. Do this, do this, do this. Do this, eat this, consume this, just do this, just think like this, just do that. You know what I mean? So at any low moment that you have, you just turn to the internet and they'll give you some bright idea, some new bright idea, you know what I mean? So there's no ending to it. And so maybe I just fell prey to it for the umpteenth time. And so craziest thing is, it just started out with, I was sitting there watching tennis yesterday. This was literally yesterday, bro. Yesterday. I was still just sober, hadn't consumed anything. I was watching tennis, and then I was like, I don't know what happened, but I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just drink a cup of coffee. I'll just see how I feel. Maybe I'll feel better. Even though it's not like I was feeling bad. It's not, it's just that lack of movement that I have. It's a feeling of like it's hard to describe how weird it is to not feel like ups and downs. A lot of people feel ups and downs. I don't really feel that. So, and I've had a whole life of feeling that. So like sometimes I feel like I just need something to just a little spark or something. And I didn't want to jerk off again because I had jerked off like the previous night. And but I didn't feel bad. And so I went in, I made a cup of coffee, and it was like old ass grounds. It was like 8 months old grounds. Like when I quit coffee, that was the last time that I actually bought coffee. So these grounds were like terrible. I even made it and I was like, I was smelling it and like it barely smelled like coffee. I made it and it was like, I tasted it. It was like kind of watery and shit. Like it just didn't hit. It was only 1 tablespoon of coffee, 1 cup, 1 tablespoon. So ChatGPT said it was anywhere from like 60 to 100 milligrams of caffeine. So not even that much. Okay. And old coffee too. So it's probably like stale and maybe the caffeine's not as potent. I don't know. But anyway. So I was sipping on that. And then I just started to feel like I felt a wave of like, anxiety. I started to feel like a flush of energy, and that subsided. And then things started to change. I was like, I don't know why, but I just got up and I just started doing push-ups. And that's when I knew kind of, okay, like it's definitely working, because now I'm just doing push-ups and this just doesn't make sense. And then I was doing sit-ups. So I'm doing push-ups, then I'm doing sit-ups. And then I get on Amazon and I have this bright idea that I'm going to order a pull-up bar. Because I'm like, yeah, I can probably like finagle putting a pull-up bar if it's low enough, if it's adjustable, I can put it in here with this low ass ceiling. I can do it. And then I can just do pull-ups and sit-ups and push-ups in here, because the gym is a dystopian catastrophe. That's like so on the fucking fucking game script. It's not even funny, bro. Like those people aren't even real. I'm convinced. The gym is just turned into like some place in a game that's just scenery. You know what I mean? You can't even interact with it. Like you can't even. Anyway. So I was like, yeah, that'll be a bright idea. So I'm just having all these ideas, As I'm watching tennis, I'm just doing push-ups and sit-ups, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a pull-up bar. And I ordered a pull-up bar. It was like $152 or something like that, or 145 or something like that. And I don't know why. I shouldn't be buying things. I just keep buying things, bro. It's terrible. And I don't have money to spend. I mean, I do, but I don't. Okay. So I'm doing these, I'm working out, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go run. I was just like, I'm gonna go run. And then I was like, you know what? And I'm gonna re-up on like some new coffee instead of that old ass shit. And then I'm gonna get some nicotine too. And so the day goes pretty well. I have a run. It's very good because I'm on caffeine, so it was like super fast, and like I felt like I could run through fucking walls. And I was listening to Fallujah and like The World Is Quiet Here, just metal, and it was nice. It was a good day outside. It was like 60 degrees, fairly cool, a little bit breezy. It was perfect to run. And then I popped a Zyn pouch after my run for only 6 minutes. I swear to God, 6 minutes. I literally timed it because I was like, I shouldn't go too heavy because it's been a while. So I don't want to go too much and get like nauseous or sick or anything like that because, I've had a lot of experience with nicotine pouches, so I know how it is. So I popped that in. 6 minutes on the drive home. That's it. And I felt very just clean. I felt good. I did feel good. I'm telling you, I'm not going to front. I felt like I was moving through the world again. Like I was like, okay, I feel good. And it was not too much. Wasn't too little, wasn't too much. It was just like a nice, steady, like stream of energy. And then as the day went on, I made some food. I played the piano. I watched the NHL hockey playoff game. And the weird thing is, like, I just kept on feeling this like steady energy. And it was strange because at night, normally I'm starting to like kind of wind down and things are starting to a little bit relaxed. I just had this steady energy, but I wasn't really aware how much of a problem it was. I just kind of felt good until I had the bright idea I was going to goon. I was going to look at some porn and I was going to jerk off. And, I have to say, the one thing I got from this goon session was that my dick definitely works now because I know that it just didn't last night. I mean, it did, but it didn't. I felt like I was my old self again. It felt like my cortisol was too high. There was no, I mean, I don't want to get too explicit here, but it just wasn't what it normally is. Not even close. And I didn't even feel the release as much. It was almost like I was numb to it. I didn't feel the sensation as much either. So it was like it was some sort of like numbed, sedated state. And the fact that it just wasn't as strong down there, I was just like, oh shit. Like even while I was doing it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this feels like I'm fucking 25 again. Like I'm just, it's like you got to keep stimulation just going all the time, or it's just gonna fall apart. You know what I mean? And that's not normally how it is. Not anymore. And so at that point, I kind of knew, like, okay, like, for as good as I kind of feel right now, this fucking sucks because this is not it. Like, this is not the goal right here. Yeah. It's like that Matrix quote. Just felt like I was in that hallway again. Felt like dying. That's literally what it felt like. I was just like, this is ass. And then I released and I was just like, that was ass. Like, this sucks. I can't explain it. I can't, unless you know the difference. It's hard to explain, but being off caffeine and being off like everything for that long, I mean, my cortisol must have really dropped substantially, and my sensitivity and like my feeling must have gotten a lot higher because, man. So that sucked. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want this. And, and then I went to bed and I'm laying there in bed. Normally I fall asleep around 1, maybe, or anywhere from midnight to 1. Okay. And I wake up around 8:30, 9. It's usually my sleep pattern. About midnight to 8, 9, something like that. Okay. And I'm just laying there, and I'm pretty good at being able to tell, like, if I'm gonna if I'll be able to wind down or if I'm feeling tired. And I was just like, no, I'm fucked. Like, I'm absolutely fucked. Like, I'm wrecked. And I had one more Zyn pouch. Like, I think I had one more around like 10 p.m. or something, or 9:30 p.m. And I put it in for 10 minutes. So we're talking, I had 1 cup of coffee at noon, okay? And then I had 2 Zyn pouches, one for 6 minutes and then one for 10 minutes. Okay, so this is literally like nothing for most people. For most people, that won't even get them through a morning. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, that will not get most people through a morning. Like, they would feel like ass on that. Me, that shit kept me buzzed, going fucking energy high, like doing for the entire day. And even when I was laying in bed, bro, I'm just literally buzzing. Like, I'm just zoned. I'm just completely stimulated. Laying in bed, and I was like, I'm fucked. Like, this is over. Like, my sleep's wrecked. And I knew it was going to be a long time until I fell asleep. And sure enough, bro, I was listening to full albums, bro, because at a certain point I just gave up on the trying to fall asleep, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna start listening to music. I'm gonna start, talking to ChatGPT. I'm just gonna start fucking whatever bullshitting. Even at one point, I was awake for so long, I even got hungry again. So I went and I ate something. It was like 4 in the morning. It was like 4 in the morning until I fell asleep, and then I woke up at 8:30 on my alarm. And most of the time when I wake up, I can go right back to sleep. Like, I can fall right back to sleep if I don't like force myself to get up. I feel when I wake up, right? I wake up and it's not like my body just wants to go back to sleep. And it's easy to go back to sleep, okay? I woke up at 8:30 this morning and it was just like that's it. Like, you can't go back to sleep. So not only did I get 4 hours of sleep, but I also, like, I was still wired. It's almost like I was still wired even at 8:30, even when I woke up at 8:30 in the morning. And I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't even want to. I didn't even feel like I had to. And I was just like, damn, like, this shit sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sleep deprived. And, you start to feel like, I got there, I turned on some tennis, as I do, and I was sitting there in the chair, and I was just like, what do I do? I was like, because I can keep doing this, and, eventually my tolerance will build, and it won't be as potent, and I can keep doing that. But then I have to deal with being, now I'm dependent on it, and to get off of it is going to be so much harder. If I'm going to not do this, I need to not do it today. Like, I need to stop today. I can't do it again, because today, if I just stop today, like, I won't have really any withdrawal symptoms. Like, I only did it for one day and, like, barely anything, you know what I mean? So I'll be fine. So I was sitting there, I was just like, what do I do? Do I do this? So I came to the decision. I was just, after sitting there for like an hour thinking about it, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Because honestly, I started to feel better. I feel better now. I started to feel better the longer I wasn't stimulated, you know? I don't know how you guys do it. Like I honestly don't know how people consume caffeine in large quantity, like much larger than what I consumed on a daily basis. And like nicotine and like alcohol, like it's absolutely wrecks me, dude. Like I don't know. I legitimately don't know how people do that anymore. Um, I started to just feel as the morning went on, I started to feel like my mind was just relaxing. You know what I mean? Because I was just wired all day yesterday, and then basically I was wired all through sleep, and I just started to feel like I was finally just like, and I've said it before. It's almost like it feels like your mind, somebody is releasing a clamp on it. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like, and it's like, it's like a relaxing type feeling. It's like, oh. It's like if your muscles started to just like they were tense for so long, and then they just finally started to relax. That's what it feels like. That's really what it feels like in my brain. And I was like, oh no, like this feels so much better than doing that stuff, you know? I mean, yeah, you have good energy, but like the price you pay, man, the price you pay. And what I noticed is that, man, I must have like so much more energy for that little amount of stimulants, you know, 2 pouches and a tablespoon of coffee. For that little amount to like just absolutely get me wired to the point where I can't even sleep, wired throughout the entire day. My baseline energy, like that my own body produces, must be extremely high compared to what normal people produce. Because normal people, they need probably twice or 3 times that amount that I took just to feel normal, right? I mean, consider that. They need that just to get through a day, just to not like lose their shit, just to not feel super low energy and have a headache and feel anxious and feel moody. You know what I mean? And they live not just one day like that, they live every single day of their lives like that. That's crazy, bro. Like, you know what you're like, I mean, people are just, and the thing is, caffeine and nicotine, I mean, they're the most popular substances known to mankind, bro. Like these things are like, they're like water, you know? Entire cultures are built around this stuff. And it's just kind of like wild. It's kind of wild to think how like chemically altered and like stimulated, how unnaturally stimulated most human minds are in our society. I mean, it's no wonder that everybody's like crazy and like driving erratically and making terrible decisions and not paying attention to detail and overlooking things and missing the subtleties, and everybody's just chasing another hit, another dopamine rush. It's like no wonder. I mean, bro, I'm fucking hot right now. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh my god. Yo, can we turn the AC on, Chang? What the hell's going on in this bitch? Oh, yeah. I had to open the door. It's kind of cool outside, so we'll get. That's probably why the AC is off. I'm a fucking idiot because it's like cool outside. So, but yeah, man. Holy shit. I feel like I feel like I dropped like 2 tabs of acid, or like I dropped some MDMA last night, and I've never done either. And like I'm just coming off, I'm just coming down. Like this feels like I'm coming down off of a shroom trip. I did do shrooms one time. Like it feels like it feels like your mind has just been pushed past its limits and you're kind of like exhausted. I mean, the amount of sleep deprivation that people must be accumulating over years is just unfathomable, you know. I don't look, I'm not saying that, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am not saying that everyone should not do caffeine or nicotine. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that no, you shouldn't drink alcohol. I'm not prescribing things for people, like especially in general. Like no. I'm of the opinion that we all have different loadouts. We all have different, you know, physiologies. And you know, you're just at a certain point. And whatever works for you, whatever you need is what you need. And you just can't really force anything. So, if you feel like trash without coffee and you feel like it's a great part of your life, or if you feel like that about nicotine or alcohol and you can consume them in moderation or whatever, and it's a nice cultural thing, a social thing, I get it. Like do it. I don't give a shit. If you can consume coffee, like caffeine and nicotine without your dick, not working anymore, your dick works fine, then okay, like do it. Like that's strange to me because I have a different loadout, man. Like I don't know what loadout I got, but you increase the cortisol in my body, like my shit just doesn't work. It's just crazy. That's how it's been with, so basically my entire life, my dick just like kind of didn't really work. It kind of did, but it kind of didn't. And I'm thinking, I drank coffee my entire life. And I'm thinking whatever loadout that I got, coffee was just raising, I don't know, it just raises my cortisol too much. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have high baseline cortisol naturally or something, or whatever it is. And then the thing about alcohol is, dude, 10 times worse. If you give me a shot of alcohol, my shit's done. Like it's literally over. It's wrapped. Like it's not even it's not playing. It's not in the game. It was never here. I might as well just be a female at that point. You put any alcohol into my system, I am a female. I have a vagina. I'm telling you, there's nothing down there that can do anything. It's been that way my entire life. I don't know what it is. I've had so many absolutely cringeworthy situations where I'm drinking like with women and like we were doing things and stuff like that, and then like, dude, I can tell you some absolutely terrible stories where it's just like, yeah, it's not a playing character, like it's terrible. Most people out there, most guys out there, they can drink alcohol and like things work fine. They can have coffee and things work fine. Like they can have nicotine and things work fine. You know what I mean? And before you say it's because I don't eat meat, no. When I was eating meat, before I ever went vegan, when I was eating meat for like all my later teens and early 20s, that's when all my stuff started happening down there. That's when my shit stopped working down there. I was still a meat eater then. And dude, I don't know what it is. The best performance that I've ever had with my schlong has literally been like these last like 8 months, where I've been off of all the cortisol increasing substances, and you know, I don't know. I guess that's just the body that I have. That's just the loadout that I have. I don't know why it runs like that. I'm not saying anything generally here. It's just individual here. That's just the body that I have. We're all like different, you know? So, but you guys will be happy to hear that I did buy some. Don't say I never did anything for you. I did buy some meat today. I bought some steak, I bought some salmon, and I bought some chicken thighs. I'll test it out for a week or two, see how I feel, I'm testing out everything now. To fucking placate all you crazy carnivores that swear it's the elixir to life. But yeah, it's just I don't know how people honestly don't know how people do it. Yeah, for whatever reason I just can't tolerate things like stimulants really anymore anyway. Can't tolerate alcohol really. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I haven't looked at the chat at all. What's the general take? What's everybody been saying? Your nervous system is already wired? Yeah, the thing is, what I think it kind of is I think the lifestyles that we all live, like this whole society, it kind of forces you to be a person that consumes this stuff. Like you kind of have to, you know what I mean? And at a certain point, if enough people do a certain thing, you start to feel crazy if you don't do it. Doesn't mean that what they're all doing is right, but like alcohol is one of the most socially accepted things, and everybody does it, and so it's how a ton of people meet. It's how a ton of relationships start. It's how like everything, it breaks the ice, it lowers inhibitions, makes people more socially apt, and but it's also like poison, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of terrible for you, but the whole society runs off of it, and I feel like, I mean, there's so many factors to this, but just how stressful modern life is, how much they want you to be, a slave, a cog in the system, work 8 hours, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week for a dream that isn't yours, for some purpose that isn't yours, just to survive. And oftentimes, you just don't really understand doing that for years and years and years and years and years is actually I contend that that's a very unnatural thing to do. I don't think human beings were meant to just, be grinded into a system like that, just treated as if they're just, get up every day. It's the whole, everybody else does it, you see it on TV, movies are made about it, television shows are all about it, it's normal, it's like, no, none of this shit is normal. but it forces you to be like a consumer, a heavy consumer of caffeine and nicotine and alcohol to relax yourself at the end of the day, you know what I mean? But it forces you to draw on energy that it I guess my point is, you know, that energy that you don't have, but my point is like if you were to stop, like say like whoever you are, if you consume these things regularly, if you were to stop them, um, I would contend that it's almost like your sensitivity to, at first it would suck. I think a lot of people, they give up before the benefits and before the changes start happening, and then they just go right back to it because it sucks so much. It sucks to not be, you know, stimulated and have energy and stuff like that. And because people are so dependent on it for so long, they have these like crazy withdrawals, and you know, it's a social thing, and you know, it's there's an emotional tie to it, and even the smell of coffee for a lot of people, you know what I mean, and they have memories with it and all this stuff. It triggers everything. But if you were to give it up, um, and get through like kind of the worst part, you would start to notice that you're not really able to interact with this system in the way that you used to. I would probably argue that you would withdraw. You would naturally figure out some sort of way to leave it or to not be as a big of a part of it as you are. Um, you would see things happening that are different. You'd see like more subtle things. I feel like you'd just be attuned in a different way, and yeah, I don't know. I think I've said enough. It's just Jesus. It's just everybody's kind of. I mean, look, I stopped doing caffeine, and then look, it was like what 6 months after that, I like quit my job. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a good example. I just completely quit my job and not knowing, you know, what to do or how I was gonna make it work. I still don't know. You know what I mean? Um, but I just felt like I just needed like relaxation. Like I felt like I feel like a lot of people in society, they need like years of relaxation for all the stress and all the trauma and the anxiety and just all the crap that's they've just been conditioned into and built into this thing, you know. It's like you need to unwind, you need to have a prolonged period of just like an exhale, a sort of getting out of it. I just don't think people realize how high strung they are. But I just feel better. Feel better after all that stuff has left my system. You know. Well done, Marshall. Now I want 2 cups of coffee. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, you can't. It's different to try to force it. You know, it's different to try to be like, oh, I shouldn't. I heard from this person or this YouTuber or whoever that this is bad, so I shouldn't do this. And it's like, I mean, you can only do it when you absolutely feel it, like you need it. You can't do it because you think you should. A lot of the times when we do things because we think we should, it just doesn't last. So like, if you feel like, oh, I should quit coffee, well, you probably should just keep drinking it or caffeine, or I should quit nicotine. Well, you probably should keep doing it because that's not the point that is required to actually quit the stuff. The point that's required to quit it is I feel like I need to quit this. I feel like I need to quit coffee. It's not I should quit coffee. I should quit weed. I should quit alcohol. It's no, I need to quit this. It feels like I can't do this anymore. That's the point that's required. And until you get to the point where it's like, I can't do this anymore, maybe that point never comes. But until you get to that point, and just don't worry about it, just don't worry about it. Just might as well just keep plugging along, keep doing it. The only way you get to the point where you feel like, oh man, I can't do this anymore, I need to quit this, the only way you can get to that point is to keep doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of two sides of the same coin there. Just keep doing it. Bro's trying to guilt me to hate coffee? No, man, I fucking love coffee, It's just I can't do it anymore. But all power to you if you want to keep doing it. There's no shortage of people that want to give advice on the internet, though. Apparently, everybody was like, oh, on my most recent post, they were like, oh, you should do weed now. Weed was the big thing. Oh, you got to do weed, man. Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Terrible. Not only does weed like slow me down, make me super lazy, but it also makes me super anxious. And I've had the worst panic attacks in my life on weed. Me and weed do not agree. I tend to think like, I don't know. Naturally, I'm just a very like, I guess I'm just a very much in my head type person. Like I don't lack like thought speed. You know what I mean? Thought movements. I don't have any lack of that. I'm very stimulated like naturally, even though maybe it doesn't seem like it. A lot of the stimulation is just in my head. So maybe it doesn't look like it, but it's weird. Like you see a person who like doesn't like really move a lot and you're like, "Oh, they have like no energy." It's like, "Well, maybe they think a shit ton though. Maybe they think way more than you do. You move a ton, but you don't think for jack shit." You know what I mean? It's like they're just different uses of energy. Quit weed 8 months ago. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna suggest weed. You're not chill like that. You think too much. Yeah. I feel like to be a weed smoker, you have to be pretty chill, and you have to like not be an overthinker. Weed doesn't work for neurodivergent. I don't even know what neurodivergent means. Like, what the hell does that even mean? People keep saying that. I don't know what that term means. I mean, aren't we all just kind of neurodivergent? Why do we always try to like group humanity into like certain like sects, certain groups, certain labels. It's like, why don't we just all like just say that we're just very different people, you know? Like, oh, you're a neurodivergent. Oh, you're an INTPG or whatever. Oh, you're a Virgo. Oh, you're a Moon Aries. Holy shit, man. I'm me. Now it's cold in here. But yeah. Can't wait for this caffeine and this nicotine to flush out of my system and I can have a hard erection again. That'll be nice. But I do still have this pull-up bar coming tomorrow. And then I got to eat this meat, So we'll see. I'll probably have the steak tonight and see how I feel. I mean, but there's probably nothing wrong with me, you know what I mean? Besides, needing drugs to function doesn't mean you're cool. Yeah, that's kind of the worst things about like coffee and nicotine is you always have to you always have to like prepare it, Every morning you got to go and make the coffee, you know what I mean? It's nice when like that's no longer just you don't have to do that every morning anymore. And then nicotine, it's like you constantly have to look at the watch and be like, how long was it since my last pouch? And you got to keep putting it in and you got to keep buying it, right? The money that you spend is kind of the worst part. Got to keep buying it, got to keep having awkward interactions with the 7-Eleven clerk who carded me yesterday, by the way. She carded me. Ethiopian woman. I don't know if she spoke English, but I think she did. But she carded me. It's like, damn. Guess it's the baby face. Does the beard not? How old do you have to be to purchase tobacco or nicotine products? Is it 18 or did they raise it to 21? Either way. I think I'm fucking 20. You think I look 20? What? Debbie, you get panic attacks badly? Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to know what state your nervous system is in. And I would say that the things that worked for me as a person who had panic attacks, really bad ones my entire life, the things that worked for me were I always felt the best when obviously having a certain grasp of like your mind, like observing your thoughts, not believing any thought, all that stuff, right? When the anxiety like feeling flares up, you got to just let go and not try to stop it, because when you try to stop it, it just makes it worse. So it's counterintuitive, but when you start to feel really panic, like the doom feeling set in, you just let it happen, and then that's the only way that it'll go away, which feels like the last thing you want to do is just to let it happen. But other than that, I feel like from a substance standpoint, I always felt the best when I was working out and consuming the minimal amount of stimulants as possible, getting ample sleep. And I mean, I don't have panic attacks, knock on wood. But I don't have panic attacks anymore. I can't remember when the last time I had one was. I don't really even get. I get. Yeah. But But yeah, that's because, obviously no nicotine, no caffeine, sleep. I don't have a crazy stressful job. I try to make my life, just as chill as possible, which I don't think is really that chill of a life. It's chill relative to the craziness that goes on around me, that everybody's partaking in. Um, but like mindfulness meditation, yeah, sure. Mindfulness. But then people get, I also think like it's bad to, with the internet now, basically anybody can convince you like anything is bad. Like I just saw a comment where it's like arsenic or rice is bad for you. It has too much arsenic, right? And then people say like vegetable oils are terrible. People say that soy is terrible. People say that plastics are awful. Sugar is awful. Food coloring is awful. All this stuff. And it gets to a certain point. People if you start to really pay attention to what everyone says is like terrible for you, or if what there are studies that say something is terrible for you, it's basically everything. It's basically everything. It really is. There are studies that say meat causes cancer. There's studies that say that soy is terrible. Like there's literally every study under the sun that that says something is bad for you. So and you're not going to get out of this world alive. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's kind of like, I guess you just kind of got to choose. Just choose what you want to believe and not. I mean, or you whatever all the things that you hear are bad, then you just stop consuming those things. But then what? You're basically like a breatharian or something, and you're not even drinking tap water. You're I don't know, you're getting it from like a spring or something, or um so people say that eating is bad, you got to fast. People say that water is bad, you got to water fast. I mean, there's just there's no end to like the insanity out there. So, um, I also don't like, it might sound like I'm like a Nazi where I'm like, oh, I'm so health conscious and like I can't have this and I can't have that and I gotta watch this and I gotta watch that. I'm not that type of person. It's just I literally just don't feel like I can consume stimulants, nicotine or caffeine, and I can't have alcohol because my cortisol just gets shot through the roof. It doesn't agree with my nervous system, and my dick doesn't work, and like just everything's dysregulated. My sleep's fucked up. Like I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Like it's just not good for my body. Um, but it doesn't. That's basically it though. I'm not like crazy about shit. What kind of detergent do you use? You use fragrances? Do you fucking, whatever? It's just it can make you crazy. Like it can literally make you crazy, bro. Like the internet will have you thinking that like you can't do anything, and like every action is like a trauma response, and like every like it'll have you psychoanalyzing yourself always thinking something's wrong with you, that you have to fix yourself in some way, that always thinking that there's things in the environment out to get you, and that, like, I mean, it's no wonder that people are just completely just obliterated in their heads, you know, in their minds, because some of the healthiest people, man, they like die young, and some of the people that are like the most unhealthy, like people like Jack Nicholson or something, they last forever, you know. Um, I mean, try to live I guess, you know, live in the healthiest way you can, but don't don't be autistic about it. That can be a prison. Make you not be able to enjoy your life. Library crop, you changed your profile picture. Some anime picture. You change the profile picture, you got to change the name. Library cop is definitely unhinged. Something very energetic about library cop. Very refreshing. Do you believe in magic? Are you quoting the song, or are you actually asking me? Um, Honey Rom is still ghosting me, by the way. I think she's done, bro. I don't know what it is I sent in that last email, but when was it? When did I send this? May 7th? No, May 13th. May 13th? Yeah. How long is that? That's 8, 9, 10 days. 10 days, bro. 10 days. Honey Rom. What did I say? Dude, if Honey Rom is ghosting, uh, we're literally fucked. Like, none of us have a shot. You know what I mean? If Honey Rom is reaching out to me first, to set up an email chain, a correspondence, and then she ghosts on the second one that I send her, we're fucked. It's over. Honey, what did I say? Maybe she didn't realize who she was reaching out to. Maybe she didn't realize. Maybe she thinks I'm radioactive. I mean, I get it. I get it. Maybe what do you call it? Her reputation will be damaged forever because of this. What did you message her? Oh, come on, bro. I'm not going to tell you guys. Come on, that's private. It's private. Isaiah Paris sends the $5. Thank you, Isaiah. I thought maybe the super chats was broken or something. Isaiah sends the $5, says, I was thinking today on the beach about how I would sell my soul to have a woo man with me. Show me the woo man first, and then I'll sign the contract. I don't think about that at all. You're young, though, Isaiah. You're young. Well, I did see, thanks, Chris Young, for the subscription. What did you say? You said something like, what did you say? Oh, you said something like, the only women that like me are women that are obsessed with me. And then I want a woman who's like chill. But like that, those women are never interested in me. I feel you, dog. I feel you on that. I feel you on that major. I feel you on that major. What will you even talk about with Hani Ram? Don't worry about it. Apparently nothing. Apparently nothing. Hani Ram is history. Her husband disapproved. It's possible. Honestly, it's possible all these things. It's possible she realized that I'm like the Kanye West of YouTube, you know, like a Nick Fuentes type, like a miniature Nick Fuentes. I'm just radioactive. She was like, oh no, what am I doing? It's also possible that her husband disapproves. It's possible she got eaten by a mountain lion in those mountains she lives in. It's possible that something I said in the email turned her off or disgusted her. You know, you just never know. It's kind of the strength of the ghost, is that the ghostee doesn't know what what they did or didn't do, or leaves them in a perpetual state of wondering, confusion. The state that women like us in. They want all the men just in a perpetual state of confusion, where they can be taken advantage of and molded in that way. Why are people way more aggressive in chat rooms than real life? You can't really be asking that seriously. It's obvious. They're anonymous, and it's not a physical space where physical consequences happen. And nobody will know who they are. A lack of consequences is the reason. Yeah, the ads are terrible. Apparently I can apparently there's a way where you can be like a member or something, and like members don't get ads or anything like that. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. Seems like a scam. Are you guys watching this on Brave? What do you mean? Why are you getting ads? Are you guys watching this on Brave? Mountain lion is most likely. I agree. I agree. Yeah. Mountain lion is definitely most likely. Ryan Hines sends the Canadian $20, says, "Hey man, happy Friday. Hope you have a good weekend." Thank you, man. Very positive. I like Ryan Hines. Thank you, man. You too. Have a great weekend. Go get some puss for the rest of us. Let us know how it goes, what it smells like, how it feels. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. I didn't realize it was Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What are you guys' plans for the weekend? Are we getting wild? Are we getting unhinged? I know Library Cop has probably got some crazy shit planned. Library Cop's wild. Thank you, Isaiah Paris, for the $20.01 with nothing to say. Very nice. Very nice, Isaiah. Thank you. Departure from the norm. Isaiah not saying a damn thing. Very interesting. Isaiah in a thoughtful mood, a very, very introspective mood. Nothing. Ladar maxing. Drugs. Oh. Smells like Seattle. No plans, says Debbie. Mandalorian movie. Keep working out. Enjoy the day. Gonna work over the weekend? That sucks. Value and You is gonna have a hoedown throwdown. Hilarious. Nothing. Ryan Hines sends the Canadian $27.64. Thank you, Ryan Hines. Telling me how they convert. Thank you. Very gracious. Canadians are so generous. What's going on here? Are we having a battle? Are we having a $20 battle here? This is strange. Library Cop's gonna go see a comedian stand-up show. It's not surprising. Not surprising. You're probably in a comedy club every weekend. Am I wrong? You ever done an open mic? You do those you ever get like a $5 or a 5-minute open mic or something like that? I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do it like you can work for a comedy club for free, but then you get some mic time or something like that. I don't know if you ever done something like that. Al, what do you got going on this weekend? She just disappeared. Wolf White, what are you doing this weekend? Hoffman, what are you doing? Honkler. Thank you, Isaiah, for the 2003. Moki's gonna sleep and study. What are you studying for? What are you studying for, bro? What are you trying to learn? What's your plan? Bro, the title of the video sent me laughing my ass off. You must be kidding. No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Stimulants. High cortisol. Cortisol is a bitch. Cortisol is a bitch. That shit will kill. Cortisol has been the arch nemesis of my erection since time immemorial. GN the Gun says I'm just superior at tennis. Where you live, man? Let's get a game going. I'll play you. Where you at? Let's put it to the test. Thank you for the $20. Ollie, you don't work? Must be nice. How did you swing that? You a fucking princess of some, in a royal family of some kind in some small province in some fucking Bulgaria, Romania, Herzegovina country or whatever. How do you swing that? The dude abides. Yes, dude abides. Ivory Cop says, I was going to sign up for a class, but it said that your fam could come to the graduation and all the jokes about them. So it can't be anywhere near there. Understandable. Ivory Cop, how old are you? Sound young. You have a lot of energy. Isaiah says, I live in OOB. Marshall, the tennis court is right here. Isaiah, you can't play tennis. Alice says, I had to quit finance career due to the health reasons. Now I'm recovering at home. Health reasons. Stress? Stress induced? A very stressful finance career? Crypto Puppets Inc. says, Marshall, I've returned. You need to get into TM. I have way more energy now. It's insane. Can you guys hear those sirens? It's nuts. Transcendental meditation. What is that? Explain it. Sounds like a lot. Sounds powerful. Transcendental meditation. Well, Library Cop's a little older than me. See, you don't want to give your exact age. We'll just leave it at that then. You seem shy. You seem very shy. Isaiah says, I don't invest because I hate money. I'd rather donate to Marshall. Dude, Isaiah is just, he's one of a kind. This guy is not real. It's basically an energy charger for your nervous system. I just do it 15 minutes a day. I can do endless work now, and I naturally just know what to do. Wow. Sounds like you have a superpower. Uh, is there a course or something? Do I have to pay for this? Sounds like something I'd pay for. Wow, man. It's amazing. Do endless work. I'm not sure I like the sound of endless work. I think I'm good on the endless work, but you focus on a mantra. It's different than regular meditation. It works. I'm not sure how. And no, I'm not Indian. I'm white like you. I didn't think you were Indian. I thought you were Venezuelan. Hey, let me see what you guys think of this. So, I was, the last time I was down at my buddy's was, what is it? Like first week of April, maybe. First week of April. And I've tried to go down there twice now. And I had originally wanted to go down a certain weekend, and he said, "Yeah, that's good. That works. We can do that for sure." And then when the week came around, he was like, I was like, "Yo, weather looks good. Everything good? Like I'm good to come down?" And he was like, "Nah, we got a wedding. We got a wedding to go to." And I was like, "Okay, like cool. Like said I could come down, but okay, like now wedding and all right, whatever." And then the second time it was the same thing. I was like, "Hey man, can I come down?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And it's got to be this weekend. Like he was very adamant. It's like got to be this weekend, just like the previous time. He was like, "We can do this weekend." I was like, "Cool, let's do that weekend." Then the week comes around. Nah, I got a wedding. Sorry, bro. Okay. And then like we make another plan. Yeah, you can come this weekend. This weekend's good. We can do this. And I was like, cool. And then I just texted him a couple days ago. I was like, hey, weather's looking great for for next weekend. Am I still good to come down? He says, nah, my dad's coming down. Nope, my dad's coming down. The next weekend we can do is like June something or something like that. We can do that weekend. And then I just texted him. I was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you don't have to like reschedule? Sure you're gonna not have to like reschedule again?" I was like, maybe we should just like not plan weekends anymore, and like you can just tell me like maybe a couple days in advance when you want me to come down or something like that. It's like my friend has me on tap or something, you know? It's like, what do you guys think of that? Kind of pissed, to be honest. Kind of pisses me off. Sometimes I feel used, man. I just feel so used. Hey, Marshall, do you suffer from body dysmorphia like I do? Body dysmorphia? Is that different from body dysmorphia? Is that your bestie? Yeah, it's my bestie. Why'd you let him cancel? What do you mean? Why do I let him cancel? What do you mean? What do you think I'm gonna do? Just like show up? Be like, no, I'm going to the wedding. You know what I mean? Like forcing, like, what? Yeah, it's my bestie. It's my bestie. Sometimes I feel like he's not my bestie though. Some people be like that. Say that again. Wasn't listening. I'm not gonna say it again. Definitely strange. This will teach you to listen. Hoffman Pack. Charge him a no-show fee. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And then he just says, "Sorry, man. I'm a terrible person. I don't text back." And then he tries to call me, and I don't answer. Sometimes it's tough, man, because like as a friend, you have to understand that like you're not a priority. You know what I mean? Because his dad, his family takes precedence, his girlfriend takes precedence, and so as a friend, like the nature of being someone's friend is just you're not a priority. I kind of get that, but like still, it's just people just kind of suck. Sometimes I feel like I actually it's weird because I know I come off as like I'm a pretty isolated person. I'm pretty some people would say unhinged, antisocial, but not afraid of relationships, afraid of friendships, afraid of connection, or just not good at them. Maybe I insulted the dude too much when I was down there previously, when we lost at tennis and I was like, "Hey man, you just kind of I need you in doses, like your particularness gets to me." Maybe I'm being punished for that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like people they just instead of voicing like direct honesty and just like hashing it out and discussing things in a normal way, they'll just like punish you with with stuff like this, or just like not like when I came back from that trip, he didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks or something, which is completely out of the ordinary. And it's just like, bro, instead of not talking to me for 2 weeks, why don't you just like discuss with me like what's going on with you? You know what I mean? Like discuss. I don't know. Like people are just, but it's like it's in this effort to maintain like your normal and like there's no conflict, and there's no people don't want to be seen as it's almost like people don't want to be seen as like they care, or they're hurt, or they can be hurt, or they're emotional, or they have some toxic traits, or they don't know how to deal with communicating difficult things, difficult emotions. It's like, and instead of communicating or dealing with these things, they just stop talking to you, or like, you know, Sometimes it feels like he's like punishing me or something. Direct and honest conversation is energy saver. Yeah. Passive aggressiveness. Yeah. Like just so much passive aggressiveness, man. Just, you know, Marshall, you're not unhinged. You're a Chad Light. Thank you, Isaiah. Um, I feel like I care. I feel like I actually do care about my friendships. So historically, I've felt like I'm more invested in my friendships than my friends are. And that might sound very weird if you've only like watched my videos or you kind of like you have this idea of me, but my friendships I take very seriously and I hold them very dear to me, right? And sometimes it feels like I don't know. The thing is, I don't really have anybody else aside from him and maybe like Cameron, you know, the guy that I play tennis with, that I like dudes that I like hang out with or just people that I hang out with, really. Um and so you know, it's probably that thing where it's just like he's kind of the only like friend in my life. And for him, he's a super social person, like super social butterfly. He's always got, it's almost like he uses, and I don't mean to like, this is going to sound bad, but I'm going to say it anyway, as I do. It's almost like he uses, and this is not, I know him very well, and he does a lot of things, and this is opinion that has been gathered through many years and many interactions and all these things. But it seems like he uses people almost like as substances, as a way to sort of fill the void at times. And whereas me, I think that I don't really use people like that. I don't use people to fill some sort of emptiness or address some sort of lack within myself. I use people for like, I don't know, because they're just enjoyable, or I'm getting some sort of good interaction from them, or maybe for tennis, like Cameron, right? But I don't, you know, I don't know. It just feels like and he has all sorts of friends. Like he's constantly, I'm sure his phone is, he has tons of friends. Friends and family are like everything to him. And so he has no shortage of like social groups and people around him and just everything, right? I am the complete opposite. Okay. And so it's almost like you know, he does call me very frequently. He calls me on his, I always give him shit because he calls me on his rides home. He always calls me when he's in the car. So it's like, you never call me when you're at home. And I give him shit about this all the time, right? So it's not like I'm talking shit behind his back. All these things I would tell him or have told him. But like he calls me when I'm in the car. Calls me when he's in the car. And it's just like I fit into his schedule, or it's like, you know, he can't have like he has such a jam-packed schedule of people in his life where it's like, okay, he's got to fit me in somewhere. It's like I'm penciled in somewhere. And then like, oh, okay, like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Whereas like I'm much more, just because he's kind of like the only person in my life that's like a meaningful relationship for me. I'm kind of much more like, you know, I guess you know, I don't know. The funny thing is, I never call him, but you know, because the calls are not. I don't know. I'm fucking. I'm saying. I'm just saying too much. I'm saying nonsense, bro. You're a bad friend. Do you think I'm a bad friend? Like honestly, because I mean, I'll entertain that. I'll entertain that. Because like I'm willing to. I mean, I don't know how I'm a bad friend, but I think I'm a good friend. Ever since I quit my job, I've been wanting to like go down there and visit him like a lot, and just haven't been able to because all these reschedulings and stuff. But also, you know, when I talk to people, I don't know, I just kind of feel like there's a lot of conversations that are just kind of there's kind of nothing conversations. They're just kind of filler. You know, people use you as just like, you know, you're this is a definite thing. Like people use people to just like fill the silence. It doesn't even matter like but certain people like that, you got to understand that like I don't know. You just think way too much. Yeah. Marshall seems to genuinely care about his friends. I mean, I do, but I'm also, because I care about my friends, I'm also like very critical of them. And that's kind of a problem too. And like, I don't know. I don't know how to be any other way. And it seems like all my friends in my life, I feel like I've outgrown 100%. When friendships end, it's because personally, I think that I just outgrow them and there's just nothing really there anymore. But I don't know. It's just trade offs. It's just trade offs, man. Everything's trade offs. Sometimes it feels like I'm in a friendship where sometimes I think I'm in friendships where I am giving more than I'm getting. And I don't know. It kind of feels like I'm on tap, you know, like I'm just kind of on tap, like on retainer, like when they need me, you know, and because I'm a good friend, whenever they need me, like whenever, you know, he calls or whatever, I'll just like pick up, you know, because I'm just probably because you know, I also have nothing going on up here too, maybe, but uh, boom, pure narcissism. Not everybody is into that silence filling. They're too basic for you, probs. Yeah. They were always too basic for you. You just didn't want to be lonely. Yeah. Outgrowing people is okay. I used to blame myself and thought I'm a bad person, but later got peace with it. They use you as a source of energy. I mean, I'm agreeing. I agree with all these things that are being said. I agree with all these things that are being said. You guys seem to get it. Maybe that's why I do live streams, because you guys seem to get it. I don't know, man. This is the problem with people, like, and this is the trade-off. I mean, I love my friend to death and he's great, but like there are certain aspects of his life that make it challenging because he has so many commitments, right? He has so many people in his life and they're very important to him. I would say that he leans on them too much, that he doesn't, that there's sort of an emptiness inside of himself that he's trying to fill with others. I would say that if I'm being the most harshest version of myself. But you know, he gets from the, you know, he seems to get a lot from that. He seems to get a lot from, you know, he has a lot of rich relationships and friendships and family things. Personally, I mean, there's always this question of, and value in you, I will get to your question, but there's always this question of our family and our family relationships and our friendships, just because they are active and they are bonded, like you're not estranged, it's not like you're not talking, it's not like it's not toxic or anything like that. Just because they're active doesn't necessarily mean that they are deep or meaningful. Now, of course, who am I to say that anybody's relationships are not deep or meaningful? Only they would know, right? I can only say that from the outside looking in, my opinion, these relationships or whatever relationships, friendships don't seem meaningful to me on the outside. They don't seem deep, rich, worth, any real investment. They're not interesting. They don't, feed the soul. They're just very surface, and it's just window dressing. There's so many relationships and friendships that are just kind of window dressing. There's no real, like, we're not getting to the nitty gritty. And then getting to the nitty gritty. To get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? But then you can also take that too far, because there's a balance here. Because I grew up in a family where honesty, and it wasn't really honesty, it was just kind of what my mom accepted as the final, it was just an endless interrogation until you gave the answer that satisfied her. But it felt like, there was a deep sort of introspection and deep thinking, and you were constantly being drilled and called on to, like, think deeper about things and about your own motives and about your self-analysis. Like, my entire childhood was just self-analysis, because my mother would just put me through, and my other two siblings, she would put us through like endless self-analysis. Like, you have to give me a better answer than that. What's the deeper answer? No, why did you really do this? No, what did you really think about this? No, why did you really say this? No, all this stuff. And it was just an endless thing. It would be marathons, bro. Marathons. And so I grew up just in a way where I was it was like a drill sergeant. I was just, every day I was drilled to inspect myself further and inspect others further and analyze and just constant questioning, right? However, you can take that too far, where it starts to erode and damage a family dynamic and friendships dynamics. They tend to erode because, especially when somebody like me or my siblings would get out into the real world, it can feel like you want to go deeper, and most people just they don't know what the hell you're doing. Like they don't know. That seems very threatening to them. It seems like toxic to them. It seems, you know, it seems damaging to the actual image, the image of this active or current or stable, healthy relationship, friendship. They don't want to damage the veneer of what looks on the outside to be a stable, healthy relationship, friendship. They don't. They want it to be fun and light and only go as deep as they want to go, and then you know what I mean. Granted, I mean, I never really had a lot of, for most of my life, I struggled with honesty with other people, and I struggled with anger issues. And when I would get angry, I would still, like I do, like close up. Um, Although I think I'm a lot better. I think I'm a lot better than I used to be. Pretty much the angriest that I get is when I'm like losing at a sport. Genuinely, I think that's the angriest that I get. I think it's pretty hard to make me like angry or feel any sort of like strong way, just like, you know, intersocially anymore. I mean, knock on wood, but I mean, you guys see, this is the perfect point. Where is it? Marshall, just get a girlfriend, man. Come on, you're a Chad. Like, you don't understand. It isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious? Like, I suffer from like overthinking everything. I overanalyze things. I look too deeply into things, and it it basically paralyzes my movement to do what seem on the surface very just like mundane life things, like get a girlfriend, have friends, have a social group, do this, do that, have a job. You know what I mean? Don't take it. It's not that deep, bro. And it's like, I can't. I can't because I feel like I'm just if I don't think deeper about these things, I feel like I'm just a bot. Like I'm just like everybody else, or it feels lacking to me in some way. It feels, you know, not nurturing. And I don't know. Value News sends the $10. He says, Marshall, what do you really think the family, friends, relationship challenges stem from? Do you feel unvalued? It's white noise. Does it go back to women? That's a great questions there. Hmm. Well, I think a lot of it can be fear. You know, you fear people having power over you. You fear um, pain, being hurt, people feeling like like letting people know that they can hurt you. You know what I mean? Letting people know that you want something. You know, because a lot of times people will see that and be like, "Oh, okay, that's leverage." Or you'll think if I show any weakness, like, "Oh, I want, like, hey man, the way you did this, like, this is what I really think of that," or this hurt me, or you know, whatever. That can it can be seen. You can view it as like they're gonna know, right? They're gonna have the leverage now. They're gonna have the insider knowledge to be able to, you know, cause further pain to me. And so you kind of want to have a lot of us act from like a self-defense sort of place where like, oh, nothing affects me. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. It's cool. And again, it's this sort of you don't want to seem like you're unhinged. You don't want to seem like you're like things are wrong at any point. Everyone just wants to seem like things are great and all their relationships and friendships are great and they get along great. And again, like the veneer is the most important part. Nobody wants to be seen as crazy or anything like that. And also, like, the main thing is when you get into discussions of, like, when we're talking about honesty between family and friends, the main thing is there always tends to be like a you're wrong, I'm right type thing. Like, you're wrong, I'm right. The way you did that, you know, all this stuff, like that hurt me or whatever. And so what? Like, the other person's gonna think, so what? I should just change what I do because it hurts you, you know? What if you use that in the future? Like, oh, this hurts me. You shouldn't do that. That's commonly what men say about women. Like, they're very good at wielding that sort of tactic. Like, oh, this hurts me. Oh, I'm hurt. Whatever. Don't do that. Or crying. Oh, I don't. You know, I'm crying. Don't do that. Or whatever. And then you can just curb a man's behavior into what you want it to be that way. You know, because nobody wants to hurt the other person, but it takes a level of awareness to be like, well, just because you're hurt, it doesn't, you know, we have to discuss this from like a two-way sort of thing here. You have to investigate, okay, I understand that you're hurt. I understand that my actions hurt you, or that you have a problem with it, or that I understand that you think this about my motives, or you think this about me, or whatever. I understand. Let's investigate how much of this is like on me, how much of it is on you. Are these your opinions? Are they founded? Are they based in something? It's just, as I'm saying this, bro, this sounds exhausting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm exhausting myself. Like, who wants to do this? Who wants to actually do all this crap? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it seems like it never ends. And this is what turns me off of most, well, definitely relationships, because relationships, all this stuff is very much amplified. For this was always the thing where like relationships feel very difficult for me, because it just feels like it's this endless sort of, yeah, it's just a dissection, just back and forth at each other. And it's just like how, like, I understand the male perspective where it's just like, you know what, just what I say goes, you know what I mean? Like, just, let's just do it my way. And unknown caller. But then that can be, a lot of men have no fucking clue what they're doing, you know what I mean? Oh. It's like, oh, women should take leadership from men, but a lot of these men are just completely fucking pathetic, bro. Like, they have no clue what they're like. This is a hot take, especially given my content, but there are a certain amount of women that have they have a better sense of what's going on than men do. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm exhausting myself just thinking about all this. You feel unvalued? I don't know. It's just, to every relationship and friendship, there are two aspects. There is the priority, or two priorities. One of the priorities is to keep it going, to keep it alive, to keep it together, right? At whatever level or functioning or health that it may be at, okay? Just keep it together. Let's just keep the relationship together. Let's keep the friendship together. Let's keep the family together, okay? Whatever level it's at, let's just keep it together. So there's that priority. If that becomes too much of a priority, then what ends up happening is you end up, the trade-off is you're lacking depth, you're lacking substance, because you're sacrificing on the other side honesty, introspection, analysis. I mean, really, it's just honesty, right? People being honest with each other. You have honesty, and then you have keeping things together. And they're kind of at odds with each other because honesty has a way of, it's very destructive. It obliterates most, enough of it, it will obliterate most relationships and friendships. Because most relationships and friendships are built off of a level of inherent and almost a necessary dishonesty. That's how we keep things together. It's how we keep things going, is a level of dishonesty. A level of not saying what you think. A level of just agreeing to disagree. A level of just suppressing it, shoving it down, saving it for a rainy day. You know what I mean? Let's just have a nice weekend together. You know, we only do this, a couple times a year. Yeah, let's just make it okay. It becomes harder when it's a person that you live with, a wife or a husband or a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Easier when it's friends or, so. But if you go too much in the honesty route, it will obliterate the friendship or relationship or family dynamic itself. It will start to devolve and break apart. So it's kind of like, how do we manage these two? If you just want to keep relationships and families together and friendships together and pretend like everything's okay, and this is kind of how I feel. I feel like me and my friend are on two opposite ends of the spectrum. I am of the extreme of, I'm very honest, I'm very analytical, I'm very open, and sometimes it can really start to pull at the fabric of a lot of my relationships and friendships, and it creates a lot of tension, and it threatens to destroy the actual thing itself. Okay, I understand that, and I'm trying, and my whole life has been trying to work on cultivating the other side of just understanding when do I just have to like shut up and just like let's not bring this up, not here, let's just save this for a rainy day type thing. Let's just keep this going. You keep it going when, the relationship is good enough, where you don't have to, it's worth the relationship, to keep the relationship going is worth a level of dishonesty. Okay? My friend is I would say he's of the other side, where he's very good at keeping relationships together, friendships together. He's very good at just keeping the veneer, right? However, I think he suffers, and because of that, there is a lack of depth. There's a lack of substance. There's a lack of connection. There's a lack of meaning in maybe a lot of all his myriad friendships or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just from my perspective. Maybe he would disagree, but that's just from my perspective, from what I can observe. However, when the relationship or friendship becomes not worth it, when it becomes not worth a level of dishonesty anymore, well, then a level of honesty starts to emerge, and it threatens to destroy it, because at its current level, it's not worth keeping. It's not worth this relationship or friendship is not worth to either one party or the other. In their minds, it's not worth where it's at right now. It's no longer worth this level of dishonesty. And so they bring up more honesty. There's more honesty that gets flooded into the system, more entropy, I guess you could say, threatening to destroy it and to test it, I guess, to test it, see if it's worth, see if it gets deeper, see if it gets more meaningful. If it's not, if it can't withstand that, well, then so be it. It's not worth it, anymore. And then the friendship or relationship ends, or the family dynamic ends. What do we think? Huh? Have I overthought that enough? And I decided that relationships aren't worth more than honesty for me anymore. Understandable. I definitely feel you there. Definitely feel you there. DT based, it's true. We think it's good. Are you 100% into honesty? I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. It's like in Interstellar where Matthew McConaughey asks the machine, like, "Hey, TARS, like, what's your honesty setting?" And he says 90, or he said something like 65%. And then Matthew McConaughey was like, "What? Like what?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's not always good to be completely honest with human beings. It can like damage things." He's like, "Okay, let's up that to make it 100%." And then he like says something completely like rude and disrespectful. Matthew McConaughey is like, let's bring it down to 80, 85 or something like that. Like it's literally it, bro. A lot of food for thought. I like it. Makes sense. Thank you. I didn't know if I was making sense to people. Debbie says 100. Okay, good. Sometimes I think I'm overthinking things. Debbie says my mom needs to watch your stream. Fuck. This is 100% trauma, but I think your parents did what they taught it was correct for being a honest man, but maybe society wasn't for this kind. Yeah. This is the best Marshall stream yet. Damn, bro. Preach. Well, I try not to be needlessly rude, but it's so exhausting if people weaponize empathy anyway. Yeah. Like weaponize your empathy against you. Yeah. I think that's, where the whole like, empaths get tired of, an empath that's like given up is just a very dangerous person because they just, it's a person who just cared too much and then it was all weaponized against them. And so now they're just like, all right, fuck all y'all. Both are winning sides when we can actually speak our hearts out. When one can't or isn't getting something from it, not necessarily materially, it's prone to end. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Value says, love it, man. It's like you get to think out loud with us. No one does it better. Thought monologues. Thank you, man. Thank you, Value. Marshall, this stream was good. You can make videos with this. Well, people have a problem with me clipping up the streams, man. People didn't like that. They were like, "Oh, I want the old camera angle," so I might just leave it. I might just make stream. Why make it accessible for them if they're not willing to like be here and like chill, and, like fuck them. They don't got 4 hours on their hands. Come on, who doesn't have that? We are having better connections on the internet than in real life these days. That's facts. That's actually facts right there. In a in important situations, are you 100% into honesty? Well, important situations is subjective, obviously. Talking about an important situation to me, am I 100% into honesty? Um, yeah, I mean, I'd probably say I'm pretty close. If it's very important, yeah, I would say the more important situation it is, I think the more honest you should be. My cousin has so many friends. I was a little jealous because I can't make and keep friends like her, but I realized that most of her friends are surface level. The amount of small talk is unbearable. Yeah, dude, that's facts, Library Cop. It's just like that's so much what it is for me too. Like, so my friend obviously has a lot of friends, right? I've said that he's a very social person. He has a lot of friends, right? You know, I feel like I can get to a certain level with him. We know each other to a certain degree that I find the relationship meaningful and worth keeping. But his other friends, man, like I just, you know, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But then again, the small talk, it's like you have to see how much like because people when they first get to know you or when they don't know you that well, there's a lot of small talk, and you kind of have to see if they're capable of more. But the problem is when people are in groups, it's almost impossible to have like meaningful experiences with groups of people. Um, at least when it's not on the internet, you know. In real life, it's very difficult because it's this social game. Everybody's worried about how they come off to each other, and so nothing really gets that deep. It's all very surface. It's almost like the only way to get anything rich with a person is to get them one on one, you know. It's kind of the only way you can develop any sort of real connection. Hong Kong Clear says maybe I'm just self-centered and truly narcissistic and sociopathic and on the spectrum all at the same time. LOL, I don't know. I just kind of care about me for the most part. LOL. That's how I feel most of the time. I get it. I mean, I do care about people though. But call your mom. Dude, I spoke with my mom for 6 hours the other day, bro. Don't blame your parents. I mean, I don't blame my parents, but do I just have to blame myself for everything? You don't have to blame your parents for everything, but you can put some of the onus on them while still not like fully blaming them. Don't call your mom. How is your sense of humor? I don't have one. So what do we do with the honesty level, which in no way gets understood by the most dearest ones for us? Well, I mean, to think that, I mean, if people can't handle your honesty, then just kind of have to give up on them. And I understand you kind of want somebody to understand your honesty, but people can only go so far, you know, and then you have to, there's probably another person, and you know, the next person for you, and they'll be able to go deeper, and they can only go so far. And there was some quote that some old guy who used to come to a hotel that I worked at, he was a regular, he would always tell me, he'd be like, life is like it's like a bus or something. Like some people are along for, or on the ride with you for, you know, a day or a week, or some people are along for a couple years, some people are along for life, you know. Just kind of like, live streams are therapeutic. Hell yeah. It's good. Blame is BS and in the past. Who lives in the past and blames is narcissistic, codependent. But honestly, tell the facts without emotional connection is a sign of healing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Being able to say the facts without emotional connection is vital. I feel like a lot of women kind of struggle with that, to be honest. I have to pee. I'll be back. You're sitting down too fast. You need to treat this chair better. You have to take care of it. Now I'm cold. Yeah, I didn't read your super chat. What'd you say? What is body dysmorphia? U of O Ducks football. Body dysmorphia? Dysmorphia? What do you think about your body? U of O Ducks, are you still here? What do you think about your body? Isaiah says, I'm headed to Walmart. See you. May big chest woman be abundant in your path of travel. Thank you, Isaiah. That's what you need. I'm a butt. I'm a butt guy, not a boobs guy. Although I love a good set of tits, but I mean I say that, but then like my longest situationship with a woman, the most sex I ever had with a woman was with a chick who had like no ass. It don't really matter. It don't really matter, bruh. Isaiah says relationship truths are useless. I used to have the same big attraction to honesty that is natural for a good person to be into truth. The only truth that matters is that I need to train and escape the matrix. I would say the biggest things that impede your ability to escape the matrix are thinking that you need to escape the matrix. And I think relationship truths are part of, gotta have to be part of it, right? Maybe for some. For some who relationships are on their deck of cards in their destiny, but for some of us, I guess it's not. When's the last time I had sex? It was I had already answered this on a previous live stream. It was October of 2023. The women in this chat are effing amazing, not kidding, hilarious and cool. True. True. Yeah, the women in this chat are pretty great. Say, if they are women. Oh man. Do I have anything else to talk about? Maybe I should call it there. Didn't see the boys last episode. Keidra says, did some music in silence with my son and a few more others a few days ago, by the way. Probably a little bit related to 12-hour silent streams of yours, Marshall. Nice. Hell yeah. Some music in silence. Sounds good. You got a son? No chica? No woman? Just a son? What happened to the woman? Library cop seems afraid of sex. Sex can get people in trouble or sick or in trouble. Said it twice. That's how much she thinks it can get people in trouble. She said it twice. Where's Chang? He's upstairs. Where is he always? What do you think about the whole it's God's plan thing whenever you're going through something? Um, yeah, I mean, I 100% believe that. I mean, whatever's happening is meant to happen because it's happening, you know what I mean? So, don't worry about it. I mean, it's hard to say that when things are really shitty, but yeah, I kind of always just, um, either change it, or if you can't, then just accept it, let it happen. Easier said than done, though. God's plan. God wills it. God wills it. Wolfwhite, why do you say you have mommy issues? The women in here have mommy issues. Iceman album reaction when, Marshall? I don't know what Iceman is. Yes, but we have free will. Well, I mean, you can believe you have free will. The Bible says you have free will, so I mean, whether you objectively have it, I mean, science would say that you don't. Science would tell you everything's deterministic, but what do I know? What does science know? What does God know? What does the Bible know? Does it matter? Does it matter if you have free will? If you actually have it? Maybe it only matters that you feel like you have it. Doesn't matter. I mean, if this whole thing were fake, like, it probably is fake, but it doesn't really matter because it all feels real. You know what I mean? He just put up a video. Silence. Silence. Which one? The one that's an hour and 15 minutes? It's a bit long. Did you say before you do believe there's a God of some kind? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a God of some kind. I don't really think. I think the most I would go as far as saying is like, yeah, there's a God that there's a higher power. That's basically all I would say. I wouldn't say anything more than that. So Giedris has a video he wants me to look at. I suppose. We're not doing anything else. Not doing anything here. Oh shit. This could be bad. We're good. Where the hell are you from, bro? What the hell is this shit? Where are you? Is this you? This is Giedris' fucking temple. Fucking cathedral or something in wherever the fuck, Latvia or whatever he lives. Dude, where the fuck are you from, bro? Where is this? Which one are you? Lithuania. Rebuilding my ensemble with my son after 10 years. Sorry, this one is very rookie recording. You guys gonna play a jam or what? Drop this hottest beats of 2026. I'm with my son there. Oh, this one. These two. Yeah, he kind of looks like you. What do you guys? Oh, you guys sing. Got homie right here on the recorder. Damn, haven't seen a recorder in a minute. What's this? Fucking cello? Electric guitar. It's an interesting set of instruments. Debbie Kahn? Good night, Debbie. Good night, Debbie. Isaiah says, I'm on Gidris's side as a pole. This is Isaiah right here, apparently. Oh man, too good. Hilarious. Hilarious. That's fucking humor. Alright, you guys gonna fucking drop this beat or what? Oh shit. It's dope. I don't think that's a flute, Alla. Flute's like this. That's a recorder, I believe. That's the original. That's what you got when you were in kindergarten or first grade in music class. The original instrument, the recorder. These acoustics are fucking killer. Who needs a fucking amp when you got acoustics like this in a fucking cathedral that was probably built in fucking 1500? Trying to hear this dude on the electric guitar. Sounds like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Shire. When does the beat come in? Imagine they just had like Calvin Harris back here, right here. Fucking. Sounds pretty good, man. Sounds hella good. Got a good ensemble. What is this, like your band or something? Is that what you mean? You say ensemble, but is that just like a Lithuanian term for a band? Or just, you know, it's the more cultivated upper highbrow term for a band, an ensemble? Is an ensemble somehow just different than a band? Probably more, maybe more. I don't know. Who's this? She seems like she's carrying a lot of the female. Do you have other singers over here, like out of frame? Seems like she's carrying a lot of the weight with the female voice. Drop something. What's that? Ascension music, yeah. She asked you to do this, to film this? Or she asked you to bring this ensemble together? You taught her the flute? This chick right here? You taught her the flute? She's an organist and teacher in music school. Interesting. I'm trying to hear him shred, bro. Fucking let loose. When does the guitar solo come in? What language they singing? Lithuanian, man. How do you not know that? Obviously. I shouldn't laugh at my own joke. Is that you on the high note there? Oh, it's not in Lithuanian. The language is in Latin, Spanish, Swedish, and so on. This one is an international, bro. It's called Taizi. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. Interesting. Sounds good, dude. Sounds good. Everyone go follow Gidris. Yeah, it's a long one. Silence in the middle. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is definitely silence. You're religious. You're religious, Gidris. Seems like it. Look at all these candles, man. It's a fucking fire hazard. One of these fell over, the shit would go up in flames. That would make for an interesting video, I tell you what. I was religious, he says. I was. I like the silence, though. I like it. This guy looks like he's struggling, but your son really looks like he's enjoying it. Didn't appreciate that. Interesting. Let's see Paul Allen's video. Oh, hilarious. I'd struggle not to laugh. Yeah, facts. What if you farted? It's a different thing now. That's where we meet. Just meet up. Everybody get together. Play some tunes. Chill out. Seems nice. Seems like a good time. I'm sure this lady brings the food. Maybe some pastries. Some chili. Seems like a good vibe. All right, well, everybody go follow Gidris. This is his thing. Go watch this video. This was hella good, dude. Really good stuff. I was really impressed. Too long to keep watching, but in the spirit of the live stream, not getting bogged down, we have to keep moving on here, but that was really good, man. Really good. Oh my God, it's me. When Shelby felt it, Raymond? What's this?
I know that what I'm about to say is going to piss the majority of my audience off, but before you leave a hate comment, hear me out. And I don't mean to come off as a misandrist, because I know what I'm saying does not apply to all men, but it is always a man. So I'm going to tell you this. You are not ugly. I repeat, you are not ugly to women. You are dangerous. You are creepy. It is not a male loneliness epidemic at this point. It is a male consequence epidemic. And that's what a lot of you guys don't want to hear. The average man risks getting their feelings hurt when they get rejected by a woman. When a woman says no, we literally risk our lives. Most men have never been followed home, groped, or cornered by someone 3 times their size and strength, whose only intention is to fuck you with or without your consent, and it shows. No one likes the term toxic masculinity, but that's exactly what it is, because men are not taught to be concerned with women's feelings of safety.
Whoa, what a fucking mood shift, huh? Jesus.
1 in 4 women have been victims of completed sexual assault, and 90% of us have experienced sexual misconduct by the time we're 21. As a woman, I am scared of men, and that's probably for the best. I'm scared of men who express disrespect when they hear no. I'm scared of men who keep asking for more opportunities when they hear no, because no is a complete sentence. You are not being tested by us when we say no. No means no.
Like, share, and subscribe. Get me to 100,000 subscribers so I can have a threesome. You think I'm kidding? Ah!
I wish men would suffer in silence like we do, because why do I have to keep hearing about it? Most people who make up incel content are caught up on height or looks without ever caring that they make women feel like we are in danger of being essayed when we are in their presence. Men will say that they are an open book, but the pages are blank, because men blame women for only going for chads, but then they're over here at 5'7", 50 pounds overweight with receding hairline and latent alcoholism, only hitting up Becky's and Stacy's, doing the exact same thing, because men do not want to see these same qualities within themselves.
Like this haircut with the little hair down in the face like that. God, I want to grab you by the shoulders and just, pin you down and go at you. I would love to make beautiful, passionate. I am yearning to make beautiful, passionate love to that woman. She's very attractive.
In my opinion, and in the opinions of a lot of other women,
yo, Raymond's too funny, bro. Raymond's too funny, bro. Oh my God. Raymond's just so clippable.
Boundaries and standards in our 30s and say we are delusional from learning from our past and the past of our fellow women. And they say that how dare we reject them when we are in our 30s? How dare we reject them if we are sub 5 or whatever that means? Is because we don't feel safe around you for a good reason. Delusional is not the word. We have standards and boundaries because we have learned from our past. They can't afford SW, so we are over here having to deal with them pressuring us through every no and not accepting every no. And women want a life that is anything but the one that our grandmothers had, while men want the one that their grandfathers had. They literally romanticize our oppression, because tell me why that most women do not want the life that our grandmothers had. We do not want to have 6 kids and get married at 18 because we have no other choice. And as soon as women started to have the option to not choose men, this is when men started to roll back our rights. They are over here trying to convince us that we are lonely, the lonely ones, until we believe it. They shame us for preferring the company of cats over the company of men.
I eat a lot of ground beef myself. It's killing me. It's so expensive.
I know.
I don't know if it's really expensive where you are, but it's really expensive here.
Well, I mean, it depends on, like the cheap kind, like the 70-30 ground beef is probably maybe $5 a pound.
Yeah, that's about what it is. It's $5 a pound. And I bought 3. I had a really generous benefactor on my super chat the other day who gave me a bunch of money and told me to go buy myself a steak. And oh my God, it was like $68 for 3 steaks. And you could only buy them in 3 packs. You couldn't buy just one. They just had them in 3 packs. And there was a ton of them sitting there. And of course, now they're saying there's going to be massive beef shortages and meat shortages here in the near future. So wait, what? New shelf?
Talking about beef. It's always a Interesting conversation, right?
What? Shut up, chat. Shut up. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Oh no, are you serious? Did she really make a video named that? Shut up. No, stop.
God, he's just he's too funny.
Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. She got a booby shirt on and oh my God.
She's gonna end up with Raymond. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I think the whole internet's rooting for it.
I gotta take a second. I'm sorry. Lonely men are not ugly. They are dangerous. Here we go. All right. Are we ready for this? Let's see what the comments say before we even start. Like, I'm nervous. I think your personal fear of men is not the case. Why most women reject men. They simply don't consider them attractive is the reason. Uh-oh. Okay. So we're really gonna. All right.
So I know that what I'm about to say is going to piss the majority of my audience off, but before you leave a hate comment, hear me out. I need to come off as a misandrist because I know what I'm saying does not apply to all men, but it is always a man. So I'm going to tell you this. You are not ugly.
It is always a man? Oh, okay.
I repeat, you are not ugly to women. You are dangerous. You are creepy.
Who's she talking to? Who are you talking to, Shelby? Who are you talking to?
It is not a male loneliness epidemic at this point. It is a male consequence epidemic.
Chad GPT wrote this for her. That's
what a lot of you guys don't want to hear. The average man risks getting their feelings hurt when they get rejected by a woman. When a woman says no, we literally risk our lives.
You do not. Guys, help me out here.
Most men have never been followed home, groped, or cornered by someone 3 times their size and strength, whose only intention is to fuck you with or without your consent, and it shows.
Neither of you, Shelby. Neither have you. Probably. I don't know.
Looking for more opportunities when they hear no, because no is a complete sentence.
Hey, Shelby, I texted you like 6 times, and you did not respond. And they were all very nice, and you did not respond, by the way.
You are not being tested by us when we say no. No means no. I wish men would suffer in silence.
Except when it doesn't, right? And then you're pissed off because we didn't pick up your damn signals, huh? Transo $7, pound 99. Thank you, God. She talks some bollocks. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. I mean, we might speed it up. I don't know, but I'm.
Oh man. Yumiverse. What the fuck? Why don't I get thumbnails? That's the thing that sucks about Brave, man. God, the internet, man. The fucking internet. Dude gets drunk without drinking 1 drop of alcohol.
Oh, hey, how's it going? LA Beast here. You know what? I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to keep the calorie intake low.
Can't do the music. Yumiverse? Do we want Yumiverse? I think you guys do.
Hello, chat. I just had so much steak. I'm so
You missed her.
full. As a sequel to my video, books that I've gooned to, I figured I'd make this video to clarify books that I absolutely cannot goon to. Because these books If you are a gooner of doom and despair, if you are a gooner of controversial content, maybe you could goon to these books, but these are books that I have deemed, you know, ungoonable, and they are very intellectual books, to be fair, so without further ado, I will walk you through them, and then we'll go through each one and why I cannot goon to these books. Number 1, Lolita by Nabokov. If you goon to this book, you belong in a federal fucking penitentiary. This is an Epstein Diddy level goon. This book is so ungoonable. If you goon to this, you belong in a psychiatric fucking hospital. There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Next book, Memories, Dreams, Reflections by
Where are all the good videos at, huh? Just need a good video. Anything good? Oh man. Guy. Professor loses his cool. This might be funny.
I do have a couple quick announcements to take care of while we're waiting for this to boot up. Anyway, dude, seriously? Anyway, so we've got studies on freaking study now. Sona. Actually, you guys are taking care of the research. There are a whole bunch of studies on there. I offered you guys the extra credit deal, and had it with the phones.
Does she cover hers? She covers her phone? Oh my god. Bro.
Had it with the phones.
That shit's obliterated, dog. That shit. Fake? You gotta be fake. Oh man. See, you can't even watch anything, man. Everything's fake. God damn it. Why is everything fake, man? How is it fake? She covers her phone though. Which I find hilarious. That's fucking great. Is it fake? Or do we think that this is fake or what? Look to the end.
And consider that round 2 of April Fool.
Oh my god. Oh man. I'm just getting mogged by the internet. I'm such a boomer. Terrible. Isaiah sent the $5. Says, "Hey Marshall, I do a call-in show, and my first call was with Alla. You should go next." Well, what would I call in for? To talk with you? What do we have to talk about, Isaiah? Isaiah, why do you want to talk to me? Do you think it will... What do you think will happen? Videos fucking suck. Watching the internet just sucks, bro. I keep seeing the same things. All this philosophical bullshit. People just keep talking about fucking nonsense. Can you guys see that this is killing me?
Unknown caller.
$300 worms versus banana? Maybe this is interesting. Of course, just some gay ass fucking music. I had to recurate my stream. Wow, they burrow into the ground, don't they? I had to recurate my stream, or my feed, because my YouTube feed was whack, bro. Hella whack. See it getting sticky. Is that stream still up? I'd be interested to watch the replay of that, of Ala and Isaiah. She said that stream was a disaster. I thought it would be funny to join stream and teach Isaiah some good music. Is that still up? I want to watch it. First topic be a battle over test for Echo. I don't know. I don't need a battle. No, connection was so bad. Well, of course. Why was the connection so bad? Are we not speaking on phones? I guess from a fucking an ocean away. If it's still up, I want to go watch that. Seems hilarious. What do earthworms think? What's their internal dialogue like? That's a great question, Library Cop. Honestly, we need more questions like that. They gonna fucking... What are they gonna do to this thing? It's probably so anticlimactic. Climactic. This is like... this is like moldy now. This is like rotten. Are the worms even doing anything to the banana? I feel like all of this is being done just by the air and the soil. Oh shit. Ew. It's fucking gross. Yo, imagine being a worm, bro. Having sex with another worm. Just in like big orgies like that. What the hell? Pay-per-view battle on honesty. What? Thank you for the $2. Marshall, would you still love me if I was an earthworm? Oh my god. They absolutely just completely gone, bro. That's crazy. Plumber causes major flood in apartment.
And it's like super hot too. Oh, fuck.
That's when plumbing sucks. Isaiah, don't you want to be a plumber? Isaiah, you're training to be this guy, right? Man, you sure? This is your worst day.
A ver, quita aquí, Janet. Here, tus cosas.
What are you doing? Okay, we don't need that done right now. I mean, that would just be chaotic. Though I guess it's a good idea. You don't want to damage the floor. Maybe we live in Marshall's worm farm. Maybe you do. Isaiah, the stream is not lagging. It's just your service is terrible. That is so much water, bro. Oh yeah, good thing you vacuumed it up. Good thing. I mean, was I not right? Like, it's too soon to vacuum up water. I mean, bro just Mario'd himself out of the apartment. There he is. My question is, how is he stopping all that water? That's such a powerful force. Like, it's got to be, to stop all that water, it's got to be exhausting. How are you doing it? What are you doing? This, no, it's just gonna get... You're not doing anything. Are you Asian? She's gotta be Asian, bro. Gotta be. This is some Asian type shit. Some Asian type shit, bro.
This is so saturated. She needs to keep going or something.
She will. She just needs to feed it up.
Can you imagine a woman doing this? So is the plumber doing this wrong? Somebody said you cut off the... You stop it by turning off the main valve first? You don't think he's... You don't think he knows what he's doing? He hasn't cut off the main valve? Let's see what the comments say. Man, oh man, talk about burning yourself like cooked crab. If you're a smart plumber, you would have made sure the building water was turned off before doing any repair. Talk about a super expensive mistake and a total disaster for the people living there. Thank you for the video. Always so easy to tell who's actually smart enough to read video descriptions. Oh shit. It's a large description. All hiring... This is a lesson in why you should never hire cheap labor. All hiring and decisions were exclusively between the landlord and plumber. The woman with the steam vacuum is the tenant of this low-income apartment with her 2 children. They reported a leaking bathroom sink to their landlord. The landlord, very problematic, very cheap Persian female, okay, there it is, calls in a self-appointed Hispanic plumber named Wilmer. Oh, good old Wilmer. Well, that's your first mistake. Never trust a Mexican named Wilmer. Or Hispanic. Wilmer is the kind of cheap labor that cuts corners to try and save money. It should come as no surprise with these buildings having been built in the 1970s and earlier that nothing is up to code. This means in order to shut the water off for this one apartment, the entire building's water would have to be shut down. The apartment complex requires a $150 fee to be paid every 30 minutes the water is turned off. Ah, I see. The shutoff valves and water heaters are behind locked doors and are only accessible by the complex staff. This is obviously a flawed system compared to the ideal of each apartment having separate shutoff valves. The landlord is far too cheap to do anything about it. Wilmer tried to please the cheap landlord by saving her $150 on the bill, you guessed it, by repairing the leak with the water still on. Wilmer, confident in his abilities and armed with his trusty 5-gallon bucket, knows that he will always get her return business if he pulls this off. He gets underneath the sink and unleashes a 90 psi torrent of steaming hot water. Don't worry, the minion slippers are fine. All in all, 2 apartments were ruined, and all affected tenants had to vacate the apartment for extensive repair. This video proved the incompetence of both the landlord and plumber. Thus, the landlord was forced to pay all damages to all parties involved. For all the morons who complain that I should have put down the camera and helped this waterlogged jackass, I chose not to help for liability's sake, and instead documented the incident. The landlord tried to pull a fast one and blame the tenants, but the video proved the tenants' innocence, and the lying bitch of a landlord was held accountable for the entire situation. Who can deny how funny this video ended up being? Without this video, the tenants would have been screwed over, and you wouldn't be laughing your ass off at this hilarious situation. Quit watching if you think otherwise. Wow. That's crazy, bro. Wilmer is a legend? Absolutely. Talk about, I don't know. Yeah, what a disaster.
They need to shut the water off. Tell them to shut the water off.
Look at that shit.
What a fucking moron. I can't believe he's doing this. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Aida, there's no point.
She's still vacuuming.
There's no point.
Oh, Hispanic. That'll solve it. Don't worry, guys. The 5-gallon bucket is here. Oh my god. What is this?
Can you call the police or something? Tell them to get them to shut the fucking water off or something. Are you calling the police or something? Oh, we need to get the water off now.
Okay.
At least the dogs are chilling. They seem relaxed.
They call on the phone now. Okay.
It is hot water, yeah. It's extremely hot water, yeah. Which again is like points to just how incredible Wilmer is. He's got a t-shirt on and he's just like holding back a huge torrent of hot water. Doesn't seem to faze him. You know, because he's been down on that Hispanic puss. You know what I mean? So that's fucking nothing for him.
Stop! Hey! It stopped! Yeah, it stopped. I can't believe we do this with the water on. You need to shut the water off before. What the kind of fucking shit is this?
Abajo de la cama del piso.
What's the police gonna do? Yeah, I don't know if the police really handle situations like this. It's not like it's a threat to your life. it's just a threat to property. I don't know.
No.
I guess they handle that. Do they handle threats to property? I don't really give a shit though.
They need to get the water off. So, is the water off yet?
It is off.
You turn the water off? Good. It's still on. It's still going.
It is off.
Doesn't look very off.
It's look very off. Is that the right valve?
Okay? Ya llamé la cruz.
I feel like her vacuuming is making the whole situation way more chaotic. And it doesn't do anything, you know? Once it's saturated, I mean, it's saturated. What are you doing? You know what I mean? I don't think this vacuuming is helping. Do we think the vacuuming is doing anything? I don't think it's doing anything. Need the fire service. She's freaking out. Yeah, she's just making the situation worse. This is just a classic women. I mean, just making the situation worse. You're making it harder for like him to think, even though Wilmer, I mean, I don't know if any amount of silence and peace in this situation could help him, but she's just making everything way more chaotic. Although the guy with the camera is not really handling it that well.
Floods are in my life lately.
At least close the door. Yeah, so that's an interesting idea. Maybe, I mean, what could have been done is close this door and then put, I mean, if you're going to leave the water on, close the door and then put however many towels or t-shirts or, you know, whatever barrier that you need to put there to like stop as much water from going out of the door as possible, and then just keep it all confined to the bathroom. It's also another good idea. Yeah. If you're going to keep the water on. But at that point, Wilmer would be drowning. I mean, it'd be like the Titanic in there, you know what I mean? He'd be, I mean, yeah, that would be interesting. Is it easier to fix a leak underwater? Ah, we're starting to think outside the box here. Maybe if the whole bathroom is underwater, what you really need is a scuba diving tank. Give Wilmer a scuba diving tank. Fuck the police. Don't call the police. Don't call the landlord. Call the nearest scuba diving place. Get a scuba diving gear, some tanks, and then just shut the door. Confine Wilmer to the bathroom, and let him fix this thing underwater. You know, let's Titanic this bitch. You know what I mean? Until it floods the power outlets and fries Wilmer. Oof. That's a good point. That's a good point. Wait. But on the Titanic, there were power outlets on the Titanic though, and it didn't fry people. I don't know if water going into power outlets is going to fry the people in the water. What do we think? That seems a little That seems questionable. Chad, what do we think? You lock Wilmer, hypothetically, you lock Wilmer in the bathroom. You Titanic it. You give him a tank, a scuba diving tank. Do we think that once the water level reaches the electrical outlets that Wilmer's done? He's done for? Goliath says, I'll test it right now, BRB. Or real quick, BRB. Deep sea dive that. The GFC outlets will shut off, I think. No, the apartment will collapse. I mean, the bathroom would collapse. Get Wilmer some floaties.
Call the police or something.
Llevo la vacuum, Seven. Ahí está, ahí.
It's so far 8.5 minutes. I recorded it since 5 seconds after.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
I have to watch this till the end. I have to know how this resolves itself. What do we got?
Put it into the...
Redirecting it into the toilet? She's still going with the vacuum. There's a hole in that. There was a hole in the hose.
This whole fucking bedroom is fucking ruined. God damn it, son of a bitch. Fucking shit. Fucking...
Oh my god.
I wonder what's going on downstairs.
When you turn it on and to turn it off, they charge $150.
Fucking, what the hell is this shit? This is worth fucking thousands.
Is that his son?
Entire room fucking full.
How does this end? They hooked up this hose to it. And they're sending it into the toilet? Oh. There's a fucking hole in it though, bruh. There's a hole in it, bruh. I guess it's preferable to the fucking that.
This whole bedroom is ruined.
Firefighters or something?
I don't know. The bedroom is ruined.
Firefighters, yeah.
I'm gonna save these bets still.
Está parando. El de abajo, vale madre. También para.
You can stop, man. Water's off.
Hijo de su puta madre.
Well, there you go, guys. Don't fix a leak without first shutting the water off. Plumbing 101. Holy shit. Thank you, Isaiah, for the $2. Just break for lunch. Fuck it. Ugh. Why nobody is helping? They just watch. No. Not really. Yeah, there was just a lot of incompetence in that whole situation, but so when Europe, Marshall, Gidris asks, are you waiting for when the action moves from Strait of Hormuz to Baltics? As it does already. Fucking status making wars the most dangerous superstition as per Larkin Rose. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll kind of have to wait until that whole thing blows over. I'm not sure when Europe. Hopefully in the next few years. Anytime in the next few years, I don't know, but not really sure. Dale the Dipper sends £2, says react to the Chicken Man in Factor Audition. What do you think I am, bruh? Thank you for the £2, though. We don't react to some dumb shit like that for £2. Get out of here. Plus, I have to end the live stream. It's my time to go. That's it, guys. Oh, I probably won't be here tomorrow. Every time I try to do back-to-back live streams, it's always ass. It's always some shit. Well, you know, maybe. Keep your eye out, but I'm not sure. If anything interesting happens, maybe. But yeah. Everyone have a good night. It was good hanging out. And take care. Go join Isaiah's stream. And call into his show. And talk to him in his car. Isaiah sends $2, says call in is live. Anyone can something. Library Cop, I'm leaving. Sending $2 to react to Lady dancing to Sir Mix-a-Lot. Maybe next time. Next time. Remind me. $2 though. Damn. What do you think I am? Some cheap street whore. Alright. Oops. We'll end with a full shot. Good night.